Alright, what's going on, you guys? Just my quick 2 cents on this whole, Crackdown 3 getting delayed till 2018. They're saying spring. I hope for their sake it's not around Red Dead or God of War or these big other games, because I feel like unless this game is looking on point, like it's looking like a must-have, if it's around any kind of other big game, especially a game like Red Dead, it's probably not going to sell too well. So yeah, I hope for its sake it's at a good time and they could actually get the game looking a lot better, because I've always said, this game just doesn't really look very good. I said it in my Crackdown 3 video that this game doesn't feel like it has a soul. It feels like it doesn't really have an identity. And people hated on me for that. They called me a hater. They said I didn't know what I was talking about. And here we are, a couple weeks later, and Uncle Phil and company actually agree with me. So I'd like to say to all those people, what's going on? How are you guys doing? Just a quick little shout out to you guys, because, I mean, you told me I didn't know what I was talking about and all of that, but here we are. Hey, maybe Erica knows something. I don't know. But all that aside, I do feel like this game could use a delay. It definitely could be cooked a little bit longer. And hopefully they come through and show this, Crackdown 3 looking on point, and it's looking a lot better as far as graphics and as far as just everything that this game has to offer in terms of the destructibility and all of that. We had a lot of red flags going into this, right? Because we had, the multiplayer that wasn't being shown. We had the single player being shown by people who don't even know how to play games. It was just not being shown very well. People had a lot of questions. There was a beta that never happened. So yeah, there was a lot of red flags, and so this delay doesn't really surprise me, and I actually do think it's for the best. They do need it. However, because that delayed news comes during 2017, it's only making 2017 look even worse for Xbox. This year has arguably been the worst year for Xbox, and I could be on board with that because for me personally, it's definitely been the worst year. I could just look at my Xbox One and know how much I have not played on it this year, and that tells me, yes, this has not been a good year for Xbox. We're looking at 3 games exclusively that have released. We have Voodoo Vince. I was almost going to say Doodoo. Doodoo Vince. We have Phantom Dusty. Shout out to Blandrew. And then we have Halo Wars 2, which does have a crowd for that game. I'm not really included. But that's it, you guys. Like, that's the only games that have really released for Xbox this year as far as exclusive and retail games and all of that. So yeah, it's been a crazy year. And I hate to use this phrase. I'm not one to say this, but it seems like Xbox kind of shot their load last year. We had Gears, we had Forza Horizon. I guess if you want to throw Recore in there, a couple other games. And, they had a lot of exclusives last year, but this year there's not really anything left. So it's kind of one of those things that maybe they put too much out last year and they didn't really space things out and they didn't have enough for this year. Then you have the cancellation of Scalebound. So the year just kind of had a rough start and it's been rough ever since. And so to have this news about Crackdown 3 being delayed, it's just more bad news for the year. And so yeah, when it comes to the Xbox One X, people are saying, what's a reason to even buy this thing? And of course, people are arguing over that. I've seen arguments about multiplats and how that is more important than exclusives. I've had people tell me that on Twitter. I've had people tell me that I don't play exclusives. I actually had another guy tell me that I'm just going to play Destiny 2 anyways. So, a lot of people, they just don't know what they're talking about. They don't even know who I am. They don't even know what games I play. And so there's a lot of people just kind of reaching for the next best argument, because that exclusive argument is one they cannot win. They just can't win right now. If they're Team Xbox and that's all they play on, and they're looking for reasons to justify why their system is better, and they're just going to reach for everything right now. And I've seen it all. Trust me, I've seen it all. And because I go where the games go, I go to the Switch, I go to the PS4, I go to the PC, and I'm waiting for Xbox games. Because I do that, I'm called a hater. If I call out Xbox and say they need more exclusives, I'm called a hater. And you guys know how it goes. It's just the way it is. People just don't want to think rationally. They don't want to listen. And so it is what it is. And I know there's people out there who go through this as well on YouTube. I mean, Kofi for a while didn't even want to talk about Xbox because of this, because he was just getting all of these people just upset with him and calling him a hater and everything else, you know? So it's just how it is. And so here I am, you know, I'm going to just give my, you know, this is my 2 cents on the whole thing. Crackdown 3 does need a delay, but it's just a bad year and just bad timing. It just seems like it's getting worse and worse. And we haven't even hit the holidays yet. So a lot of people are using this opportunity to just, you know, take down the Xbox fans and push them down even further and troll them and all of that. And granted, you know, I have my fun here and there. I do it on all sides, but the reality is that, you know, it's kind of sad, especially for people who only have an Xbox One and they genuinely want to play games and they genuinely want exclusives. They're kind of, you know, stuck with their decision if they don't really have the money to buy something else, or they're too young, their parents bought that, you know, for them and they can't choose to get something else. There's always those situations, and I feel bad for those people. But then there's some people who do it by choice. There's some people who just resist and refuse to go where the games are, and you can't get mad at us for calling you out. You can't get mad at us for playing games and going where the games are. You can't call us a hater. I mean, we're just doing our thing, you know? And so when I do videos like this and I happen to talk about Xbox and it's somewhat negative, or I'm just expressing like, hey, I wish they had more games. I wish there was a big time killer app to make me want the Xbox One X. Things like that. Whenever I say things like that, I'm just automatically called a hater, and I'm automatically, you know, called a fake, or I never liked Xbox, or I don't even own the systems, and people will throw everything at me when it's not even true. But those are pretty much my thoughts on everything. I feel like this year has just been so dry for Xbox, and it's been unfortunate. It's been almost a joke at this point, where it's like, okay, what's going to happen next? What game is going to get canceled next? What game is going to get delayed next? Even some people are going around saying the Xbox One X is going to be delayed. Like, the joke just keeps going on, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon, you guys. You know, it could just get worse and worse, especially from a perspective as far as the gamers go and the media and everything else. It's just going to keep going and going as far as the Xbox, you know, the perception of Xbox. It could just get worse and worse. And so that's pretty much my thoughts, you guys. I want to keep this short and sweet. Press Start Podcast is starting in a little bit, so I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.